Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Hey guys, well, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 20 of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I don't know why I did that. I just finished watching episode 19. I cannot wait to get into this episode. So I'm not going to go through the entire recap of the last episode. If you want that, that is already over there. But things that I am looking forward to in this one. Hohenheim. He's a good-looking man. And we got Roy's abs in the last episode. Like, this show is not easy on me whatsoever, let me tell you. I want to know what happened with Barry the Chopper when the blood rune got scratched. Like, was there a rejoining, or are they both dead, or one, the other, the same, gone, this, there, that, the other thing? Lust is dead, and her Philosopher's Stone has been done away with. I don't think like she's done away with necessarily. I think that Father can probably recreate her again, but we need sacrifices, and I don't know where we're getting a lot of those sacrifices. I know why we want Al, and I know why we want Ed, and I know why we want Teacher, but I don't know who else is involved in the whole sacrifice to then create a Philosopher's Stone. It seems like it's a soup that is boiled down into a rock. I don't know. I'm sure alchemy gets into it a little bit, or alchemy, maybe one, both, the same. I'm not sure. Let's see. Al, he took some damage after that battle, so Winry's probably going to have to repair him. Ling is going to want to know the secret to Al being attached to armor, and I think Al's going to be hesitant about that because of the fact of him like seeing like Barry's body and then like the soul of Barry being attached to armor, and like I don't know, I think anytime you give Al a moment to doubt something, he does, and he doubts it very heavily. Like he really takes it inwardly. So I'm hoping he can get over that, because I think he's fine. Let's see. Havoc. Is Havoc okay? Roy was a badass in the last episode, but like Bradley now knows that Roy is still doing some searching of some things. Or maybe he just thinks that he killed Barry because Barry's whole suit of armor was destroyed. I'm not sure really how much Bradley oversaw, what he heard, any of that. So I don't know if the blood rune that Roy put on his hand, if that is permanent. I think him and Hawkeye are going to grow closer together after this one. I hope. I rarely ever ship like main characters, but I really want that for them. Let's see. I think that's all I can think of right now. But like, I want this whole episode to just be Ed talking to Hohenheim. Like that's what I want. I want him to yell out his feelings. I want him to tell his father about life without him. I want him to tell his father about how his mother died, which a lot of people are saying that it was the plague that went through from all the dead bodies in Ishval. There's this plague that was created. And I was like, well, isn't that convenient that there was a plague when Hohenheim's wife died? You know, not quite sure. I believe that 100%, but I've got to like relax my shoulders and go into this just wanting to listen and catch stuff, because I feel like Hohenheim's going to be slippery, or he's going to play on Ed's feelings some way, somehow. I don't trust Hohenheim because I believe he is Father and he is Pride, and that they are tied. Or I don't really know how I was going to do that. Anyway, they are one and the same. I believe. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. It's not often, but it happens every now and then. So guys, I'm super excited to get into this episode, so let's go. The last opening was like 12 minutes. This one was 4. No cold open. You know what that means. It's gonna be a banger of an episode. Well, the last one had a very short cold open. It was really interesting just seeing Bradley on top of that broken building, fighting all the people from Jing. Wonder if he's aware of their fighting style. Whew.
Hello, Edward. You appear to have grown some.
Yeah, a little bit.
You tried human transmutation. Tell me, Edward, what possessed you to burn down my home?
We did it as a symbol of our resolve.
No, you didn't. You were hiding the memory.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just like a child who hides the sheets after he wets the bed. You ran away, and you know it.
I don't like you. That is not nice. You ran away too! Where have you been, Hohenheim?
He's exactly like I was when I was his age.
Father before the grave. What the hell does that mean? Oh, he's checking in on him? What are you doing? Yeah, you don't get that privilege. You abandon him. You don't get to just have an emotional moment there. Mm-hmm. Same. Same.
Pinocchio, the life form my sons transmuted, are you positive that it was Trisha?
Huh? Well, I wouldn't.
That's an odd question.
Did you notice the eye color or the hair color?
What does that mean?
What are you trying to get at? Are you telling me that that wasn't even Trisha?
What are they trying to do? Bring him back?
For all that those boys sacrificed, you're saying that thing they created wasn't even their mother?
He's manipulating. He knew Ed was standing there.
Barry mentioned something, and it made me realize that any type of body is incompatible with a foreign soul. Pairing them together, the body will eventually reject it.
I don't think so with a suit of armor,
It could
babe.
happen tomorrow, or 10 years from now, but it's inevitable that it will.
I don't think so, babe.
If it's about to give out on you, couldn't you just transfer your soul into some other object?
Good question.
Because if that's the case, then for the time being, well, you're impervious to pain and you don't have to eat. It sounds like a great deal to me.
It sounds awful.
You don't know what you're talking about!
I agree with her.
Sorry.
Winry?
But although Ling needs to eat, he has those fainting fits, so it probably would be great for him to have a suit of armor.
I won't let you take it!
Take it? Do you even know what you're saying?
Interesting.
You're the one who tossed his body aside and put him in that armor, aren't you, Alchemist?
It's true.
Tucker, get the hell out of here.
Exactly the same. We make monsters.
Nope. That is not true.
Edward, why did you leave me here like this?
Damn you, Hohenheim.
This one. Do you mind if I keep it? It's the only photo we had taken with all four of us.
Of course, you're welcome to it.
Thank you.
How come his face is always obscured? That corner's always covering his face.
Something terrible is going to happen in this country soon. You should escape while you can.
This country's lousy with terrible things, and I can't leave. I've got other people who need me here in case they want to come home.
Yep.
I've given you my warning.
Jeez, that is dark. Are they gonna go look at the body?
You're not really gonna dig it up, are you, Ed?
My stumps are aching from the weather.
Oh.
It's about to rain. Let's just hurry and do this.
I didn't even think about his stumps. I just assumed that because he's got the automail on that he's better. I keep forgetting about that.
Ed, don't push yourself.
Damn you, Hohenheim, for putting this in his damn head.
You ran away.
I won't run away from this.
Jeez. Okay, you know what? When somebody's willing to keep doing this, that is called grit. I think it's the first time I've ever seen her eyes open, like through her glasses. Did we find it?
Granny, Mom's hair was a light chestnut color. This is black.
Who are they trying to make? Who are they trying to bring back? Who are they transmuting? Speak, boy.
It really is impossible to bring the dead back to life. The undeniable truth. It was impossible all along.
I don't know. We've learned impossible things happen.
From the moment I made this thing, it's been a symbol of my despair. But not anymore. Now it's an emblem of hope. Al can be returned to normal.
I hope. I mean, it didn't look like the ground had been disturbed. I was like, that could be Lust's body for all I know. She turned to dust. Never mind.
Curtis residence. I didn't expect this. You never call.
I need to ask you something, teacher. But
oh, this is going to be a rough question to ask.
Well, what?
It has to do with when you tried to transmute your baby.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Tough one.
I'm sorry to ask you this, but the child you transmuted, are you sure that it was your child that you brought back?
Yeah, that's a rough one. That probably should have been in person.
Thank you, Ed. It's good to know my son and his wife helped people.
I didn't even think about Granny getting told. Oh my god.
I can't believe I forgot to give him the message.
A message?
From your mother.
Can you tell him something? I need him to know. I couldn't keep my promise. I died before he did. And I'm so sorry.
What does that mean?
You got me. Sorry to ask, but could you pass it on if you bump into him?
Why should I have to?
I know it doesn't seem like it, but he does care about you and your brother.
Yeah, I'll pass it on right after I clock him in the face.
I'm with you, Ed. I'm with you.
Heading back to Central already, are you?
Yeah, Al's probably mad at me. I'm gonna have plenty of explaining to do.
I don't think Al's gonna be mad at you. I think he's gonna be happy to see you. Twitch, twitch, twitch.
I'm sorry, brother.
What? And you!
Whoa.
What the hell are you doing here?
Eating a delicious dinner?
Oh, that's mean.
He'll be able to get his body back, right?
Yeah, of course he will. I told you I'm gonna get it back.
I don't know if he really truly believes that now.
Al, I've got to tell you something. I dug up the body that we transmuted in Resenpool.
What?
Did he tell him about Hohenheim?
But if it wasn't, then what happened to me?
That's just it. This has actually convinced me we can return you to normal.
Oh, okay.
Ed, are you sure?
I thought he thought the opposite.
But before I start explaining how... Well, Winry, do you remember when Al and I got in a fight when we were kids about who'd marry you?
Huh?
That's a weird thing to bring up.
Al told me you turned him down.
Mm-hmm. Turned you both down.
Whatever. So the question's for both of you then.
Whatever.
What was your reasoning?
I just don't like men who are shorter than me.
You can't judge a man for something he can't help!
Yeah.
I don't really see how this has anything to do with getting Al's body back.
Yeah.
You seem to clearly remember it the same way, Winry, which means that it happened without a doubt. So now that we know you remembered something real, then we also know for a fact that really is Al bonded in there.
Okay. We doubted that it was Al?
If I was able to pull that much of you out, then I've got a hunch that your body's still in there and I can pull it out.
You think my body's still in the portal? Existing separately from my soul?
Wow.
Like Barry's body!
But, like, what happened to Barry?
Can you remember what happened when the truth unraveled you?
I reached out. And it was me. It was my hand I grabbed.
Uh-huh.
I knew it. Doesn't look like we're done with the truth yet, Al. We're gonna get in there and pull your body out.
Brother, After the portal, I remember looking at you from inside that thing.
You were inside of it? That thing was you?
I guess so. But my soul didn't bind. It must have rejected me right away. So that means we didn't harm anyone else's soul after all.
Aww.
Mr. Elric, you have a telephone call from Izumi Curtis.
Oh, goodness. She probably needed a minute.
You're onto something, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I've come to the conclusion that death is permanent.
So not even transmutation can change that fact. All this time, I thought that I must have missed something, but it was impossible to do in the first place.
At least it should be.
Thank you.
So what did teacher have to say?
I'm not really sure why, but she said, thank you.
You gave her peace, that's why.
This entire time, I've been blaming myself for what happened. I thought I was the one who killed Mom a second time.
Oh. Oh,
So
baby.
did I. Well,
Thanks, brother. Thank you.
You gave him peace,
I wasn't the one who
too.
killed Mom after all.
I feel like I've been brought back to life. A child wasn't made to suffer twice because of me.
Frank Hohenheim.
Brother, I've met other people who weren't exactly human, but they still managed to live their lives with a purpose. And even in this body, it hasn't stopped other people from treating me like I'm still human. This body could reject me anytime, but it's the same with being human. You never know when you might get sick or die in an accident.
Yeah.
So I can still get by like this. But now, I can't take it anymore. I can't take all the nights by myself.
Oh, baby.
It's too lonely, and that's why I have to get back to normal.
sure, and you're going to.
You can go insane not being able to sleep. Being able to turn that off.
Huh?
What?
That's weird. Have his shoulders always been so broad?
Did he just get bigger? Of course. Of course they did in the episode. I don't know whether or not I should be mad at Hohenheim for this whole thing, because he just brought several people peace. Still, another episode gone by without May. It's bullshit. Okay, so I don't know how to feel actually. Hohenheim showing up and just telling like Ed, like, you run away from things, and Ed's like, screw you, and I'm like, yeah, Ed, and like he's like, I want to knock his head off, and I'm like, yeah, Ed. And then in the end, Hohenheim saying that to Ed is what made him want to go search for the body. Now, granted, it was manipulation. When he saw the dog that very much was not happy that he was there walk over to the door, it's because he knew Ed was listening. And that's why he said out loud what he needed to say, so Ed would hear it, so then it would drive Ed to go and dig up the body that they tried to transmute. Now, saying that he ran away from things, he wanted to prove his father wrong, so he didn't run away. And then his father saying, like, did it have, the same hair, the same traits as Trisha? And, finding out that it wasn't even, like, the same body, or that the thing that they brought back wasn't their mother. And then Al learning that, like when he saw, like, the hand reaching out, that he thought that he then killed his mother. And, like, it brought so many people peace, this one thing. And as much as I hate Hohenheim for leaving his family, I'm kind of like, Al, Ed, and Izumi all got peace from this situation, and like her saying, like, she feels whole again, and like that's a weight that's lifted off of someone's shoulders, and like at the end when Winry said, Winry. Sorry. When Winry says, like, I've never seen his shoulders so broad, it's because he's been like this, because he's just been carrying this burden on him for such a long time that not only, you know, did he kill his mother, but, you know, like he blames himself for Al, and Al's still in there somewhere. And, you know, they were all just carrying all these burdens. And now, like, you know, Izumi feels like it's a brand new world, and Ed is walking taller with broader shoulders because that weight is gone, and Al is more determined than ever to get his body back. And, you know, I feel bad for him. Like, and Winry, oh my God, I keep doing that. Winry is so upset that Al can't sleep that she wants him to have his body back. You know, like I don't even like when I get like too short of sleep. I am a crankapus. So, like, you know, Al, like, feeling lonely, and it's dark, and it's just like this existence for like 8 hours out of his life when everybody else is peaceful, and they get moments where they can just relax. And, you know, like, I don't know if they realize that this isn't a good life for Al. Like, he's alive, but he's not living. And, you know, for me, like, when I go on vacations, like, one of the things that, like, are the most important to me, like, I don't care what sightseeing things people tell you that you need to see, or, you know, like, oh, you have to go to this, you know, museum, you have to hit this and that. I'm like, where's the best food? I always go on food tours. And I couldn't imagine, like, being in a body in which I could not taste food. You know, that I couldn't enjoy different types of wines or coffee, or, you know, like, last night I had like the best espresso martini, and I was just kind of like, oh, like, this is living, like, oh, it's so good. And it's like, that stuff like means so much to me that, like, if I wasn't able to sleep and eat, I would go insane. And I know that, like, Ling, like, has this thing where, like, he always has to eat food, and, like, that's something that actually gets in his way. Like, he almost wishes he couldn't do that. But, like, the enjoyment of life would be gone, you know, actually enjoying things and then closing your eyes and, like, being transported to a different world in your dreams, and, you know, seeing things you normally can't see or do or feel or experience, and you're doing it inside of your own head. And Al can't do any of that. You don't get the rest and relaxation that you need, you know? And so, like, anytime somebody's like, I want to know your secret, I want to know how you bond your armor, it's just like, look, like, even like with Greed, now, I don't know if homunculus have souls. I've been told two opposite things, but you can't be attached to a suit of armor and think that your existence will be better. And you're not immortal. You can die. And we still didn't get a resolution on Barry, and I feel like Barry was returned to his body. So if you can create a homunculus out of nothing, and there is a philosopher's stone, then can you attach Al's soul to that homunculus, and then it becomes human? You know what I mean? So if, like, homunculus don't have souls, and you create a homunculus, and then you have a suit of armor that has a soul, and you transmute that soul into the homunculus, like, is that also a chimera at that point? No, because the suit of armor doesn't have a soul unless something's attached to it. That's why, like, when Al was, like, saying, like, this isn't forever, it could, you know, be gone tomorrow or in 10 years. I'm like, but the suit of armor doesn't have a soul. So the problem with chimeras is that it's two souls in one body. Whether it's an animal soul or a human soul, like, it's two living things that have been smashed together. And when it's a suit of armor, it's not a living thing. We didn't see anything from our other group. This was an all Elric episode, which I'm completely fine with. But then when Granny is talking to Trisha in the memory, Trisha is saying something about, like, tell, you know, Hohenheim that I'm sorry that I couldn't keep my promise and that I died before he got back. And it's like, what was the promise? Like, what was that promise? And now it's on Ed's shoulders to tell Hohenheim about this promise or this secret, or, like, the thing that Granny was supposed to tell, you know, Hohenheim. You know, I'm also glad that, I mean, more people got peace in this episode, because Granny got to learn about her son and daughter-in-law and the things that they did, that the Rockbells did for the Ishvalans. And like this was, like, toward the last episode was a lot of destruction. This one was, like, very, like, in an interesting way, very peaceful for a lot of people. I'm sure Hohenheim feels better getting a lot of that off his shoulders about like, helping people to, like, whatever. But I still don't trust him. You know, like, wow, that was nice. Is it so like Ed has less of a weight on his shoulder so he can go and do more alchemy and find out more about the Philosopher's Stone, and then he's an even greater sacrifice because you're actually pride and father and you want to throw him into the homunculus soup. So I don't know, like I'm not quite sure what the end game is with Hohenheim, but him warning Granny like something big's coming and you need to get out of here, and he's like, well, I warned you, I'll miss your food. You know, it's kind of like, this dude, I'm over him. I am over Hohenheim. The first time I met him, over him. He did so many good things in this episode in a very crappy way, but like, it was good. He did do good. I still don't trust him. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. But I am excited that like our boys can start to forgive themselves, and that Azumi can forgive herself, and that they can like move forward with a little bit more lightness. Like they know that they didn't kill anyone, and even what they brought back, no matter what it wasn't their mother, it wasn't Azumi's child, and I'm excited to see moving forward what type of people they're going to be, especially Ed. You know, Winry saying like your shoulders are so broad, and I was like, did he get bigger? No, he just has way less burdens that he's carrying around. So I'm really excited to see that. But like I said during the credits, still no May. I want May. I want that little panda. I want to see Scar. Yoki, is it Yoki? Yuki? What's his stupid name? Yoki. I'm like, what? That guy's annoying. He's such a wuss. I am curious to know like what's going on with them. Like it's been like 6 episodes since the beginning of this season. Let's get on top of it. I want to see them, and I want to see them yesterday. But guys, if you want to watch the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon and up to 4 episodes early. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. What did you think about the conversation with Hohenheim? Like, because I am still like, I don't trust him. I don't like him. He abandoned his family, and he manipulated Ed into doing what he did, but it did bring Ed peace. It brought Al peace. It brought Granny peace. It brought Azumi peace. You know, like, there's so much, like, inner peace that was brought because of this discovery, and I still don't like Hohenheim, and I still don't trust him. And I still don't know what the end game is because, I don't know, there's still like great sacrifices, so now they can just be more supercharged to be even better sacrifices. So I have no idea. But Hohenheim do be looking good. That shouldn't be my takeaway, but it is. But guys, come back here for the next episode. I feel like we're getting into the second half of this season because, well, we're close. I think the first season was like, what, 16 episodes, 14 episodes, something like that. So we're starting to get into the part where it upswings, which is saying something because I already feel like this portion of the show has been on fire. It has been so good. And this was a little bit of a slower episode in the sense that there wasn't as much action, but there was so much discovery and character building in it. And I genuinely like those after like a really intense episode. So I'm really looking forward to the next one. So guys, come back here for the next episode. And in the meantime, I'll see ya.